April 21st, 2024, mid-morning, making it the day after my birthday. More importantly, making it my quarter-century expelled aversery. I made a little expelled aversery reflection video on my 20th anniversary 5 years ago, so I'm going to reflect on that and see how different and how the same am I feeling about the whole situation. Making yesterday my 34th birthday, more importantly, making today my 20th expelled aversery. I might have invented the word expelled aversery, but I feel like it is appropriate since 20 years ago today I had a confrontation with a former teacher. It escalated until somewhere in my screaming he heard something that the courts would call a terroristic threat, making April 21st, 1999 my last day as a public school student. Last day as a public school student. Ooh. I'm fine with that. Public school, at the time I was obviously crushed, but I didn't miss anything now that I'm so far removed from it. Valley Forge worked out pretty well for me. Could have been, better, could have been worse, but it's definitely, public school was only going to get worse. It was not going well, and I wasn't changing as a person. I was getting into those awful years, and God, 14-year-old boys are terrible. 16-year-old boys are even worse. You shouldn't threaten people, though. I should have, could have, should have, but discuss things with people. 20 years later, I couldn't really tell you exactly what I said, but I think it was somewhere along the lines of, I'm gonna cut your fucking head off. I'm glad I did. It's a whole nother conversation, but I really feel like I was just standing up to a bully. I'm gonna leave that right there. Standing up to a bully. I just should have been done earlier. Shame on me. But shame on him. We never got to talk as adults. We exchanged an email once when I was 25, right before he died. I was in Florida. The school district had an alternatives school for discipline cases like myself that they wanted to send me to. I knew my parents didn't want that to happen, so I kind of assumed I would end up at a Catholic school. There was a few of those not too far away. Come August, and my parents mentioned that I had been rejected from all the private schools they had been trying to shove me into, except for Valley Forge Military Academy. And it starts in 5 days. To familiarize me with the structure of the military academy environment, my mom showed me a promotional video for the summer camp that was held in the Valley Forge facilities while school was out for summer. It was not like summer camp. That's my favorite part. Even 25 years after my first going to Valley Forge, my mom will be pissed when she sees this. And I don't know why, it's just funny. It was a miscommunication. But it was, I had my expectations were completely different than fucking boot camp I was walking into. Whatever. Moms are funny. First day at Valley Forge, head shaved, your parents have left with your personal clothes, civvies. Whether it was Forrest Gump, In the Army Now, or Full Metal Jacket, everyone has seen some movie that gives them an idea of what the basic training boot camp environment is like. It's not like summer camp. Imagine you gave that kind of authority to teenage boys between 15 and 18 and how they might treat each other. If you gave that authority to 15, to 18-year-old boys, It gets very nasty. I was there. But now that's illegal. I've chatted with a couple people who are public school teachers today, and they're like, you cannot even get close to talking to a kid like that today. And that might be a terrible mistake. That might be like society doing itself a terrible injustice. Because I've also seen a few videos of like teachers getting punched in the face by kids. Did that happen before there were cameras in everybody's pocket? Or did that not happen pre-smartphone? It became progressively easier. I made great friends. By the 4th year, it was pretty tolerable. Thanks, guys. You know who you are. Public school guys, you're cool. But due to recent events, it became insignificant, okay? What do you want from me? All I wanted was a text message. I didn't get it. Oh well. Forge guys, glad we're friends. I survived, and in an unmeasurable way, I'm sure it sent my life in a totally different, way more interesting and way more productive direction. I wouldn't warn my young self against doing it again if I had the opportunity. My official 20-year expelled aversery reflection is, I'm not sorry. It was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. If that's how, even though it was the most painful way possible, one of the most painful ways, it could always be worse. Not sorry. I know that Valley Forge Military Academy is today in a little bit of distress. And it would break my heart to see the place go away or to change into something completely different. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it doesn't, and they get it, reorganize it back to the place it was 20 years ago. Vote for more, 2028. Thank you very much. That's probably the place's only chance now. Society needs Valley Forge and Valley Forge-like institutions. Quarter century post-expulsion. Have I progressed in life? I do own another house, my baller Delco Riviera Chateau. I did learn a lot about the building biz and the trades in that time. I loved and lost. I have a new outlook on human relationships. But I'm not sorry I got kicked out of school. I know, like, there's a lot of guys in jail. They're like, man, I would take it back, like, probably. Or, but they really inside, they wish they didn't do it. Where I'm not sorry I did it. It was worth it. Valley Forge, Penn State. I wonder how that would have gone. Beyond, like, would I have graduated from O'Hara if I'd gone there and gone on to Penn State? I don't know. But if I didn't go to Penn State, then what would I have done? I don't know. Maybe I just would have gone to work seasonally earlier. Maybe not. It does seem to set me apart among the blue-collar folk. They're like, oh, I have a bachelor's degree, by the way. It's like, do you? Yeah. Maybe I won't be a blue-collar folk forever.